Whoa, good morning, everybody. Whoa, my camera. Let's fix that real quick. Good morning, good morning. Hello, YouTube. Welcome. Welcome, everybody watching live. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day. It is 3:30 in the morning for me, so it's pretty early. So, need my caffeine here. So, hopefully, you guys are having a good day, having a good start to your CVC. Need my caffeine. Let's go. What's up, chat? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Welcome. What's up, Mango? Thanks for being here. No worries. Lurkers, always welcome. Hey, everybody. This is another CVC stream. So if you guys don't know, I'm usually streaming every CVC. Just something regular I do. If you guys are around, make sure you guys drop on by. We just do chill fesh and yeah, answer questions and all that stuff. Yeah, enjoy the show, everyone. All right, let's get started. Fight Club Original. Who is this? Let's get our clan quest first. That's the most important thing before my selfish clanmates take the easiest quests. Yep, all the easy quests are already gone. Selfish clanmates do it again. No, just kidding. Decrease attack. Clear the orc crypt 3 times. Will we have orcs? Where's orcs? 3 days time? Okay, perfect. I'll take that. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's CVC? Oh no, is it gone? No, still there. Okay, good. Obviously, you want to take some of the easier quests that you can do in, like, 1 minute. Less energy cost. See, like this one. All right, let's in the shop today. Yay, we got energy. Energy is good. Rank charm. I'll take some rank charms. Why not? All right. 2 p.m., 7 p.m. Wow, everywhere. How long will be on for? I'll be on for about 2 hours. Yeah. Yep. Sorry guys, a little slow out of the gates here. Just waking up. I will be gonna play on this account as well. So if you guys don't know, I do play on 2 accounts. Ice Golem, nice. Okay. Ice Golem. Looks like I'm gonna be doing Ice Golem. Okay. Shop. Not the best shop, but we do have energy. Energy is good. Energy helps. Ah, annoying there. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. We pulled a 5-star Teox. Jesus. Lethal forging. Nice. Actually, that's a good call. Haven't done lethal forging in a while. I don't like I don't know. I guess it's just me, but usually I wait until the rotation is done, then I do my forging. Yeah, that's just me. But it's just because I kind of like it all in one spot. Okay, let's just double check exactly what's going on here. Dungeon diving. It's a pretty good situation, right? Like, we got the Odin trial paired with a dungeon diver. It's kind of nice. Odin trial in 3 minutes. Champion chase. Yeah, I'm really close to the book, and I do have some small ones. So let's start the video off. Okay, let's get the energy flowing, right? Let's get the energy flowing right now. Let's pull some soul stones. Let's get the energy flowing. And yeah, let's see. Actually, no, we have to do this first. We have to do the tag team first. We have to do tag team first. No, we have to do tag team first. Fortunately, I came in third in my tag team tournament. Third is the worst spot. Third is the worst spot. Did you get the stupid relentless, the 5-star relentless gear? Stupid. You guys know what I'm talking about. The stupid 5-star relentless gear. All right, everything looks good. Be right back. Sounds good. All right. Strap yourselves in. Everybody's strapped in. All right. All right. How's everybody's soul stone pulls? Were people pulling soul stones? How's everybody's Thor fusion going? What's up, Andrea? Nice shave, thanks. Yeah, I had a couple days off work. That's why my mustache was kind of getting out of control. But I did have to go back to did have to go back to work, so I did have to look presentable, unfortunately. What's up, Bald? Are you welcome? Welcome, everybody. All right. So now, yeah. So you can tell when I'm not heading to work. Not heading into work when my mustache starts getting a little bit wild. Six-star Drexar. Nice. That's good. Drexar, a great champion. Six-star for him, that's huge. Because then a lot of Drexar builds need accuracy and resistance. And, you know, he runs Brimstone, usually. So a 6-star protected Brimstone would be really nice. Hey, Ice Bear. Finished building Marius and Carnage over the weekend. Ooh, nice. Congrats. Congrats, congrats. I'm probably close to Carnage too, actually. Maybe this rotation? I'm not sure. Maybe this rotation? I'm getting pretty close. Marius, Marius, I passed a big roadblock. I passed the 80 Immortal Essence one. The 80 Immortal Essence mission. So I'm pretty close to Marius as well. I can't wait for Marius. Hate playing against that guy in live arena. Solo content for Drexar. He can do a lot. He's really good against like Doom Tower bosses. Solo content. He can do a lot of Doom Tower bosses. Not really solo, but he can solo like the bosses almost with like good gear. Like for example, against like Irgoth the Eternal Dragon. He's really good because Irgoth has lockout and then Drexar's passive just works, right? So he's really good there. He's pretty good against the Griffin too. The HP burns against the Griffin. Pretty good there. What else? I mean, yeah, he's gonna be good against a lot of stuff. A lot of bosses. In dungeons though, he's, you know, obviously not the fastest, but any boss that dies to HP burn, he will be useful. Hey Mike, how are you? Welcome. Well, I just woke up. So do you know when are the new patch coming out? Um, there's a new patch coming out? Probably soon. Probably next week. I think patch day is usually Thursday, so maybe next week. Hey Drew. Hi Boozer, I'm a new player. I have a 6-star KO, 6-star duck. Need to wait 5 days for high cartoon. Most food farm for 6. Her next. I got Allure. Should I wait on her next? That's a good starting 3. KO, duck, and high cartoon. Honestly, high cartoon doesn't need to be 60. She doesn't need to be 60 to do her job, right? She's basically there for a speed lead and then speed boost. Giving her 60 doesn't really help. I think giving her 60 does increase her base speed. But if you want to hold off on her to 60, you can. Allure also is a champion that doesn't really help you in the super early game. She's really good once you can find a team to make use of her in the right dungeons. But as a generalist, she's not that good. So I would honestly hold off on High Katoon to 60 and hold off on Allure to 60 if you can help it. Eventually, both of them will probably be 60. I'd say Allure is 60 before Katoon because Allure is really squishy and you need the accuracy on her probably more importantly than, more important to have accuracy on Allure than High Katoon. But honestly, I think she's a little bit of a not the best early game champion, just because she's kind of squishy. Her moves are kind of weak, and she's kind of like a boss specialist as opposed to like a wave clearer, wave survivor, clan boss. So. Mary's is great, but stat hungry. Yeah, I mean he needs everything, right? Basically, like damage, accuracy, like everything. So. And good sets too, right? You excited for the mythicals buff? I don't. I'm about. That's like the least exciting thing for me, to be honest. When I see like buffs to mythicals, it's like, okay. I guess everyone will benefit that has this champion except for me. And like, honestly, I haven't even read the buffs. To be honest. I have access to playtest them, and I don't even bother playtesting them because, okay, first of all, like the chances of me getting those mythicals is like extremely low. Second of all, the audience to care about like an extensive playtest on those mythicals is extremely low. So for me to, kind of spend the time to learn and playtest them, it's like it's not really worth my time, to be honest. And I don't really have the time to devote for that. It's just, the way it goes, right? Sorry, I'm energy capped here too. What are we doing here? I was waiting for the Odin trial, that's right. Odin trial. Okay, let's see the rewards. So the way I look at it is 3,500 points here. It could be 3,500 energy. Ooh, oh my goodness. Primal shard at the top. Oh no, this is gonna get nasty. Will there be a 2x ancient this week? I mean, last week was 2x void and 2x sacreds. This week is unlikely to be 2x ancients. It's probably 2x ancient next week. Good morning, Nick. Yeah, Allure does have AoE sleep. She does have AoE sleep. Start 2 months ago. Is there a way to do unkillable team with double Demitha? Yeah, probably double Demitha. The problem with Demitha is that you need pretty intense speeds to make it work. But yeah. Calamitous? Ouchie. Let's see. Brody Mesomos, you're happy? You should be happy for buffs. With your luck, you'll get a crappy one. James, all truth, man. Thank you. How do you have such easy teams on high tech? Everyone's basically like on the same page, right? Like everyone in gold, they kind of know the drill. So they're like, oh, it's CVC time. I'm gonna put a one-person defense, and then everybody farms everybody. That's kind of how like the thinking works. Like when you go like low tier, then people start getting weird, right? They do weird things. But in the higher tiers, everyone's kind of coordinated. If you were to start free to play again, what would you do besides obvious 6-star KO rush like you would plan? Well, first of all, I would probably start with promo codes. You know, back in the day, right? You start with your rare, and then you farm a war maiden, and then the grind begins. But nowadays, like you can, you know, get a promo code and start off with, you know, a Tyrell, or start off with a Deacon, or start off with a Monkey King. Like what the hell, right? Like that's what I would do. Start off with some of those promo champions. After that, I mean, you're six starring your starter first, right? And after that, it's gonna be yeah, you're just basically grinding food to build your next 60. So if it's Kale first, if I had Wukong, I would do Wukong next. So I would start off with Kale plus Wukong, and then my decreased defense champion will be a level 50. I mean, yeah, there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. It'll be interesting. If I started again, it'll be interesting, but I would never start again. If you do a gear guide again, mention you need to actually roll up gear before you equip it. Oh yeah. I think that's kind of obvious. Sorry, sorry I say that, but like, I think after you do that, like obviously you learned, right? So after you make that mistake the first time, you're like, oh, okay, now I know not to do that. Obviously, you only really need to fully roll up gear when the last roll affects the outcome of the piece. So for example, like if your piece of gear doesn't have speed on it, and then you roll speed on the last roll, that could potentially affect, you know, your build, right? So you want to make sure that you fully finish off rolling your piece of gear before, you know, you put it on. Only if the last roll can affect your gear. That's kind of like the big thing, that it affects your build. But yeah, like some people, like I see some people like in the beginning, early game, like mule gear, if you guys are aware of that term. Basically what they do is they just put whatever gear on whatever champion. And that's a big waste of silver, to be honest, because if you're just putting whatever gear on whatever champion without like a clear you know, vision of what you want to do with it, you're most likely going to have to re-gear that champion. And when you take the gear off of that champion, it's going to cost you 1,000,000 silver. You know what I mean, right? So unless you plan to destroy all that gear, I mean, at which case you could have sold that gear for silver, right? So yeah, these are things that you just kind of learn as you go. It's hard to, like, you know, embed these small tips into like videos and have them really like stand out. But yeah, I totally hear you on that. Like it's kind of like a live and learn type of lesson. You're stuck in silver 1, horrible there. Yeah, I mean, everyone's trying to still get out of it, like get out of the low ranks, right? So it's gonna take a little bit of time. This is gonna be a dirty tournament. How does J Gigs have 100k energy? Probably doesn't play the game, right? Just stacks up his daily energy, a couple hundred every day. All right, I gotta see what I need to do here. I'm getting a little distracted, just chatting. When do you think the next double sacred is? Double Lego sacred. It's probably 6 weeks from now, right? Because then we just had a double Lego sacred. I know I'm energy capped. It's sad. Recommending me Rashgar, Seeker, Ninja. Yeah, Seeker is gonna help hit those speeds for sure. Hey TN, how are you, man? Welcome. Good morning. silver or tag team arena. Everyone hates tag team arena. I remember I did a poll. It was like 5,000 people. It was 5,000 people poll, and most people hated tag team arena the most in the game. It's actually kind of interesting. It was like Hydra, Live Arena, Siege, and then tag team arena. And tag team arena won by a freaking landslide. It was freaking hilarious. I was like, oh, everybody hates tag team arena. Oh, this is the worst. The epic book reward and a sacred shard. Pretty low rewards today. I've been killing it in getting the sacred shards from the clan boss lately. I don't know if you guys seen my recent videos with Void Shard, nice. With the my sacred shard count, and I'll show you guys in a second here. But Tyrell, Rector, Wukong. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, I mean that's huge. That's huge. You know, for me, when I first started playing, look at this, guys, 60 sacred shards. I've never had this much before. 60. Yeah. Sorry. When I started playing, I saved up 40 ancient shards, and then for a 2x ancient event, and you know, I don't know how long you save up for, right? I don't remember. I think it takes like 6 weeks or something stupid, right? For 40 ancient shards. I saved them all for a 2x ancient. I used all of them, and I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything good. It was so depressing, right? Like, because when you're starting off, it's like, oh, you're so depressed. And on my last pull, I pulled a Tyrell, and I was like jumping for joy. Like, I was so happy I pulled a Tyrell. And that Tyrell basically probably kept me in the game, because if I pulled nothing, I probably would have quit the game maybe, because you know, it's so depressing, right? Like you save up so hard, and then you get like literally nothing. Like on a 2x event, you don't get anything useful. Tyrell literally kept me in the game and carried me for so long. He's such a good champ, right? Like, and now you get him for free to start the freaking game. It's just like, what the heck, man? Like, and then you also get Wukong, which is like an insane legendary. Yes, you gotta book him out and stuff, but like, he's an insane legendary, right? Especially you get the for free to start the game is, yeah, it's huge. Like, the new player experience is just massive. Okay. Anyways. Oh, I know what I was doing. Sorry, I was going to pull some stones. Okay, let's pull some stones. I have 5 here, so we can go 5. Sorry. Tyrell the GOAT. Yeah, no, seriously, man. I got much love for Tyrell. Like, lots of love. Without Tyrell, I probably quit the game. You know, much love for Tyrell, for sure. What should be your focus on? Your focus on should be making 60s, mastering your 60s, farming food to make more 60s. And yeah, that's about it. Getting a clan boss team, getting a dungeon team, but they're going to be the same team. So you build a team to climb dungeons, and then the same team is going to be your clan boss team. But your main goal is to have 5 level 60s with masteries. And honestly, like, once you have that, you should be able to tackle brutal difficulty. You're gonna need some, you know, some debuffs and buffs for Nightmare, like a decreased attack and increased defense. They really help. Obviously, some damage helps, like a poisoner. So make sure you pick a poisoner if you can. I would have built a Wukong as a starter. He's better as a debuffer with no books. If you want to build him as damage, he needs books to deal more damage. I would probably build Wukong for damage, and then build Kale for debuffing, if that makes sense. Like, build Kale with accuracy just to land poisons against bosses, and then build Wukong as a nuker. 1400 energy for the 3-star shield drop. No, definitely stay away from that mission. Yeah, the new player game is tough. It's overwhelming, right? Like it's overwhelming. You don't know what to do. The game doesn't really help you that much. I would recommend like maybe following, if you're brand new, I would recommend following the Arbiter missions. Even though the Arbiter missions are not great in the beginning, they're not bad to follow. I would also maybe, I don't really recommend doing the challenges, to be honest, because sometimes they lead you down a path where it's really messed up. Like for example, like this one, like, you know, you gotta go into the sewers, farm, like waste energy farming this stupid stuff. Sometimes it's not really worth it, but I mean, it gives you kind of something to do. But yeah, so here I gotta do spider, and then live arena. Okay, live arena. Sorry. Okay, let's pull the soul stones first. Sorry, I'm kind of waffling here. I think promo code ninja is gone. Oh, here we go. Damn it. I need a little bit of points here to get that legendary book. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm short on the book. Need something here. Yeah, the challenges are not the best. Okay, Armina. Jesus. Come on, did I get it? Killing dragon hard 10, only the boss. Waves a handle fine. You need poisons against the boss. Poisons and cleansing. If you don't have poisons and cleansing, you can't kill the boss really. The boss kills you too fast. Poisoner, like you could even use something like Dark KO. Dark KO works. He's free, right, from Doom Tower. The best champion for Hard Dragon is Stultus, because his damage is passive, right? But there's a couple champions that work pretty well against the dragon. Damn it, I didn't get it. Shit, I'm off by 60 points. We can wait a bit. There's a couple days before I have to make a decision on that, so I don't really want to spend, like, I know some people are telling me to spend, like, they're telling me to spend my coins, right, to buy the medium ones so that I can get the legendary book. Like, they're telling me to spend to get the legendary book, but I don't really agree on spending, because you don't know how many of these it's gonna take to get 60 points, to be honest. It could take 1, but it could take 5, like it could take more than 5. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a slippery slope, right? And these are so hard to get. Like the material, the resources to get this is so much more difficult to get, right? Like than a legendary book. And I'm not really hurting for legendary books. Like, if you look at my legendary books, I have 123 legendary books. So what's an extra book gonna do for me? Nothing really. You know what I mean? It's not really gonna help. All right. So I think I'm not gonna spend those coins to get the legendary book. I just hope I get enough points from like 1 soulstone in the next couple days. Just use Stultus, yeah. Stultus is the best if you have them. Hey Observer, what's up? Am I the only one whose auto battles are not working in the event dungeon, or I missed something? I think auto battles are buggy sometimes, so you might want to just restart your game. You're stuck on FK hard 3 mission. Yeah, Fire Knight is tough. Fire Knight hard is tough unless, if you don't have nut, it's hard. But with that being said, I did make a Fire Knight hard 6 team with epic only, and it was like a 3-minute team, so it's not bad. It's doable, but you know, obviously I have better gear than you know, a regular person, so that's a big factor. Like you need your champions to be quick, like fast. I would recommend like 250 speed, right? Once you start getting into the mid level hard dungeons, you're looking at like 250 speed for your champs to outpace the boss. Double Stultus, yeah, that's GG. Nut can take down, yeah, Nut's a good call. Yeah, he can take down bosses and stuff. Market surprised with a 6-star Whisper, nice. Yeah, usually I don't usually buy souls in the market unless it's for somebody. It has to be, it can't be somebody that I don't use often. I can't imagine you using Whisper that often. So I usually really save my resources for the market. Like it's something I learned like pretty early, that if you start spreading out your resources for the soul stones, you'll never get what you want. Like you'll never reach like 6-star souls for like, you know, your top tier legendaries or whatever, because you really need to like focus in on the key champions on your account. And deciding which ones your key champions is hard, right? That's not easy. Like for me, right now I'm saving up for my 6-star Harima, and even then I'm kind of like, should I? You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, of course it's Harima, you know, yeah, it's Harima. Of course you should 6-star Harima. But you just don't get those resources very often. Like you know, I can maybe only 6-star one champion every like 6 to 8 months, right? So it's a pretty big decision. And here, I'll show you guys. So here, yeah, Harima. So she's 5-star. I think 6-star for her makes sense, because she'll get way more damage. She'll get a big damage boost, and I use her a lot in Hydra. She's one of my better damage dealers for Hydra. That's kind of why I'm pushing for the 6-star. Obviously, 6-star for Arena is very good too. So those are the two main areas where I really need, you know, I'm focusing on, right? Hydra and Arena. And Harima being 6-star will benefit both Hydra and Arena. I was like, okay, that makes sense. But you know, there's champions like Marius. Marius I will eventually get very soon. And I need to focus on that as well, right? I'm like, okay, I should 6-star Marius when I get Marius. So I'm probably gonna 6-star Harima and then 6-star Marius after. But you see a lot of champions I actually like stopped. The biggest one I stopped was actually Sifi. I was working 6-star Sifi and then I stopped. I said, I'm not gonna 6-star Sifi because I only use her in Arena and I wanna be able to maximize the usage of the champion. The big exception here is Trunda. 6-star Trunda gives her a big damage boost for Hydra, and obviously she's the, you know, biggest Hydra champion, right? So having a 6-star for her, you know, just gives you the most bang for your buck in one area, and I felt like, you know, she needs it. But I think for Sifi, like giving her 6-star is nice, but she's only going to be used in Arena. And I said, okay, I'm just going to go for Harima instead, because I could use her in multiple areas. But it's tough, man. It's tough. Like you just don't have like that many resources, and then you got to make a decision. And then what if, you know, like I said, Marius comes, and then I have to build, you know, I'll build Marius for sure. And then he's probably going to be 6-star too. So like, you know, my 6-stars for the next like 2 years are spoken for already. And that doesn't even include like me pulling like some random like really strong legendary, like, you know, Marichka or something. You know what I mean? Like if I pull a Marichka, like I have Taras, like makes sense to go for a 6-star Marichka, right? So oh, that's a good one. Yep. I forgot about the Hydra Soul Stones. Thank you. Yeah. Hydra Soul Stones, and then pray I get 60 points. Yep. Hey Akio, hello, welcome. 6-star soul for Jetney. Should I build her? Probably not. Unless you're like, you have a lot of books. Any tip for what roles to build out for a general team comp for a pretty new player? So first thing, you need a damage dealer for a team. and then you need an AoE decrease defense, and then you need maybe a support champion, somebody that either heals or revives, or maybe a buffer, like just some kind of supporting role. But you need at least one of those three. And then your fourth slot is probably going to be another damage dealer, or maybe even more damage dealers. Just because in the beginning your teams are pretty bad, right? So you just need more than one damage dealer sometimes. But yeah, those are the main things, right? Don't okay with max rewards and 2 key max rewards on heart, unable to finish the heart. Should I look for another clan? Yes. Unfortunately, like especially in the early game, early clans, it's not really worth sticking around with like really early clans. Unless it's like your friends and stuff and you're planning to build the clan yourself. But if you're waiting for the clan to be built around you, is really difficult, right? Because to find a clan that kind of grows at the same rate as you is really hard. So if you're growing, then and you're outlived your clan, then just move on, right? Hey, Mini Bang, what's up? 6-star level low key champ. 150 immortals, never got a 6-star. Yeah, that's why I save, right? I don't do the gamble stuff for the soulstones, because people are telling me also like, oh, you should gamble your coins and resources and stuff. Why do you save them? I mean, if I gambled all my stuff, I wouldn't have any 6-star blessings, right? I wouldn't have like I'm not gonna get better value than my current 6-star champions. And if you say I will, you don't know that, right? You're just saying like, oh, you will. You'll pull 6-star legendaries or whatever. Yeah, but there's no guarantee that you get, 6-star anything. Like I might get a 6-star Whirlum. I don't have a 6-star Whirlum. I might get a 6-star Shamrock. Okay, like you're not gonna get, what you need, right? What you want. For me, like saving up shards is saving up the essences and stuff. Basically is you're guaranteeing yourself some upgrade. It just takes time, right? I guarantee you the upgrade, but it takes time. So. CF greater than Harima? Yeah, I know, but I listed why I stopped CF. So epics are a lot better to buy from the market than Lego. Honestly, you don't use epics as much though. That's the thing. Like even like Seer, like I skipped buying Seer. I skipped buying Seer so much. Like you can see my Seer. My Seer is only a +3. Like I stopped her. I was like, okay, I don't care. Like my Seer works, and I don't need to do anything with her. So, I just that's kind of like my focus, right? Like I'm not gonna just spend resources on champions that are already doing a good job, for the sake of spending it. But yeah, let's do some advanced dungeon stuff. My event dungeon is slow, but it is 100%, and I didn't have to change anything. So that's the best part about the team. I didn't really have to change anything from what I was already using. It's already 100%. It's slow, but I don't mind 100% slow. And it's not really that slow, but it is slow. It is slow. So the point is, if you want guaranteed value, you can do better. You can better do, yeah. Personally like to gamble something. It's fine, right? Everybody has like, the different way they play the game. So for me, I can't gamble. Because if I gamble, I'll never get like, I don't want to rely on that, right? Like there's only, this game is like, it's like a whirlwind of RNG, and most of it you can never control. So I personally like to control whatever I can control, right? Because that's the only thing you can really hope for in this game is you have a little bit of control over something. So for me, I don't mind waiting to ensure that I get the upgrade. But yeah, of course, gambling is fun. I have your favorite champion, Cardio. What do you think is the best bang for your buck build for him? Cardio, cardio is a cleanser, right? So if he is, you know, active and not running, if he is like active and not locked down, he can really help your team, right? Keep your team alive, push for damage, heal your team. So for me, like obviously, like a stone skin would be an easy candidate. Even just a one-turn stone skin, and then making him fast, right? He really benefits from being fast, cycling through his abilities and stuff. You don't need accuracy on him, so that makes him easier to build. So just build him fast. If you want to use him in arena, you know, put him in 4 pieces of stone skin. But honestly, he doesn't need stone skin if you just want to use him. You know, if you're like still lower level, he just make him fast with good HP, right? He doesn't need like a specific set or anything. Is that true that personal CVC tiers determined by CVC points you earn from the last PR, regardless of the points you earn from the non-PR? Yes, that's true. Gambling is the noob's trap. What's up, Nathan? How are you? Good, man. Good. Early morning for me. But good. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna run down some of this energy. So we'll just hang out here. I was waiting for the dungeon divers before I started spending my energy. This event dungeon tournament's gonna be pretty wild, I think. It's gonna be wild. Gambling isn't fun. The dopamine rush people get from it is fun. Yeah. But you guys notice that, like, if you guys had a really bad pull session, it hurts way more than having a good pull session. I don't know if you guys realize that, but like the high you get from getting something good is not equivalent to the low you feel when something goes really bad. How many trained coins when soulstones are part of a hero's path? Deck of Fate or Titan event that I want to do? Good morning. Good morning, Jason. Do you want to create a pay-to-win account one day? No. I have no inkling to spend money in this game because I basically, you know, I play an endgame account and there's no reason for me to spend money unless I'm spending like $1 million, because I could spend $1,000 tomorrow. It would not help my account. You know what I mean? Or it would be very unlikely to help my account. So unless I plan on spending a significant amount of money, like I'm talking like 100 grand, I'm not spending money in this game. There's no point to spending money in this game. For me, at least, at this stage in the game. This game is all about probabilities. If gambling is average nets, in average nets better results, you should gamble. If not, then not. It's pretty simple. You have to define your goal and inspect ways to it. Perfectly said. That's perfectly said. The highs are not even that high because you're always gatekept by gear. It's true. It's true. And then some people, like, when they, it's kind of sad sometimes, like when people pull something, like, you know, when new players, right? When new players, like, they spend money in this game and then they pull a champion, and then, you know, they, like, when they pull a really good champion, they don't really fully experience the high of it because they are so new. They don't fully understand how good it is. Like, if you're a brand new player and you pull like Sifi or Taras, like, it's just like, oh, did I pull a good champion? Oh, he's good. Oh, thanks. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't fully realize how good of a pull it is. And then in the late game, very few champions you feel that good about. Like, you know, very few champions you feel super good about. Like, so good, you know? But I'm sure, like, you'll have situations where you're like, oh man, I pulled 20 sacred shards today and I got freaking nothing. Okay, I'm going to buy 5 more sacred shards. Okay, I pulled my 5 sacred shards and I got a freaking Pixneal. Fuck, I hate this game. Like, you know. Um, and that's gonna happen way more often than you pulling like a game-changing champion, right? It's just the way it goes. There's so many more bad champions in this game, and there's so few game-changing champions. Oh wow, Nick, thank you so much, man. Yeah, sure. I appreciate $5. Thank you so much. Yeah, just send me. You could ping me on my Discord. I'll definitely drop by and give you a quick little breakdown if I can. But yeah, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that very much. Great, it needs books. Yeah, the book problem, right? 18 Sacreds in, you haven't pulled legendary. Ugh. Really sucks, yeah. Hopefully you get a 1+1 good hit. So many things to gamble for. It's nice to be able to control some things. Exactly. 1K bucks on buying energy and running dungeons for gear would still not help your account. No, no. 1K bucks, it's not going to help. No. You might get like maybe like 2 or 3 pieces of gear from what, like 1K energy? 1K energy, what's that? That's like 200 energy. Is it 200 energy per dollar? Is it 200 energy per dollar? So like 1,000 bucks in energy. That's 200,000 energy. 200,000 energy might get me 10 pieces that I might keep. 10 good pieces. But honestly, dungeon farming is kind of useless because the best sets are not in dungeons. The best sets are not in dungeons. So yeah, it's not going to really help. Feel it was sold my account to use money on it. Yeah, honestly, guys, if you haven't spent money on this game, okay, I don't know if I should make this pitch to you guys, but I play this game fully free to play for years. I love it. I love it. The game is fun. I'm not saying that paying is not fun. Obviously, spending money and buying all the goodies are fun. But this game is totally playable free to play. It's just how you view it, right? Like if you're comparing yourself against somebody that spends money, you're going to feel pretty bad, probably every day. So you have to get out of that mentality of comparing yourself and just try to find the fun within the game. Like you could be, you know, you could just be like trying to tackle, hey, I'm going to beat this faction war level. I can't beat it. This stupid faction war level is killing me every time. Well, the fun in it is trying to beat that level. Whether you pull a shitty champion that you can use for that faction, sometimes that shitty champion is going to save your butt, or, you know, finding out some more unique ways to beat that level. It's beating content with what you have, which is fun in this game. And sometimes it's more fun when you have no options and then you try your best doing something else. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? But as long as you don't compare yourself on the daily against somebody that is not in the same situation as you, it's more fun that way. But obviously I can understand, like, you know, being on the treadmill, comparing yourself to other players and all that stuff. So ultimately it's whatever you just try to find the fun in this game. Some people like love pulling shards, so they spend money. And that's fun. And that's great. You have fun in this game, right? Don't regret it. Same thing with being free to play. You can have fun in this game in so many ways. So just my pitch. How long did it take you to start your alt when you did? Do you think you were going to make it? I started my alt 3 months after my main account, and basically I got bored with my main account. I was running out of stuff to do. Like my energy was capped and all that stuff, so I was running out of stuff to do. That's why I made my alt. I didn't plan on making 2 accounts. I wasn't even planning on playing Raid. I came into Raid through a sponsorship, playing another game. You know, I got a sponsorship to play Raid. And then, yeah, and then I started playing it full time. And then I was like, hey, this game's pretty fun. It kind of reminds me of Diablo, and, you know, I like the AFK of it. When I was a new player, I fed Maneater. Yikes. It happens, man. It's all good. Oh, Nick got a Make a special color. Coffee on me. Thank you, man. I do appreciate that. I need 30 legendary books right now. Do you like Androck as a mythical champion because I have crazy luck and pull him as an early game player? Truthfully, I don't fully understand what he does. I've been beat by him in arena, but I don't fully understand what he does. Like if you ask me to recite what he does, I don't know. Is he the enfeeble champion, or was that Alaz? I don't see. Like I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Keep in mind, guys, mythical champions are like, unless you have extensive playtests on them, they're complicated, right? They're basically two champions in one, and then you got to figure out how they work together. Best gear nowadays coming from Curse City, Forge Pass, yeah, exactly, right? So, money spent on dungeons is definitely not going to help. Hello from France. I got a 5-star Blizzard I wrote to you. Oh, hey, what's up, man? Wait for the last star for it. I got Rorik these days. Do you fond him? Okay. 5-star Blizzard, you don't need any more on Blizzard. So 5-star, you don't need a 6-star. Rorik's actually really good. He's good for Centranos because he has he can stun waves. He's really good stun champion. And he's gonna help you out in Centranos when you get there. But for normal content, it's not particularly that great. Tried to pull for Yumiko and got Ursuga. Yumiko, man, you gotta avoid that. You gotta avoid Yumiko. She's a temptress. She tempted me last time, back in February for a 25x. I think I told the story on one of my videos, but basically I was tempted to pull for Yumiko on a 25x because I was close to Mercy, right? And then this is the best time to pull for a Void champion when you're close to Mercy. So I pulled for Yumiko. I didn't get her. I got Georgian. And then I think the same week the King Narcis's guaranteed Void event happened, and I missed King Narcis's. I never missed any Void guaranteed legendary, but I missed King Narcis's, which is the best Void guaranteed legendary, ever. And of course, he ended up being a game-changing arena champion. And yeah, to this day, I regret. To this day, that is the biggest regret, in raid so far. What we should wait. Where should we farm gear? Okay, so where should we farm gear? If you're starting out in the game, you farm gear in the dungeons. But once you get hit the late game, your gear, the best gear sets are not from dungeons anymore. The best gear sets are from Hydra, from Centranos, or they're crafted, right? So those are the best gear sets. The dungeon gear sets are kind of just for progressing. So you're not going to focus too much on dungeon farming for gear in the late game. In the late game, most of your energy goes to Sand Devil or Shogun's Grove because you need to fix your gear, fix your better gear from other places. Not free to play by making more fun to have some nice gear like Slayer, more resources to build champs. No shame in it. Happy to do. Yeah, no, I'm not shaming people's spenders or anything like that, right? It's whatever you have fun in this game. It's a game, right? You play it, you have fun. Definitely not shaming it. And it's totally different, right? Like I said, like spender mentality and non-spender mentality, it's a very different game for both players. I've seen a lot of spenders that say, hey, I'm gonna stop spending tomorrow. They do, and then they end up quitting because they can't play the game, the other game. You know what I mean, right? Because when you are playing the spender game, you're playing a different game than a non-spender. When you suddenly shift your mentality from spender to non-spender, the game is different. And some people don't like that. And then they quit. You know what I mean, right? This happens a lot. It's not an easy transition going from a spender to a non-spender. Because you suddenly go from, hey, I have resources. Hey, I don't need to do everything every day, to, hey, I don't have resources. Hey, I need to do everything every day. You know what I mean? And people can't, some people don't like that. They can't play like that, and then they're done with the game. And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. But I think most people don't understand when they're talking from spender to non-spender or non-spender to spender is a different game, and they need to shift their mentality to adjust to talking to that person, because you can't just use the same advice that you would give a spender and a spender versus a non-spender and a non-spender. The same advice does not apply, or at least not always. So you have to consider, like, you know, the spending habit or whatever. You do have to consider that when giving advice or talking to people or whatever, because their mentality will be different. Do you think about borrowing Narcissus? No, I can't. I would never spend money in this game. Yeah, the 6-star would help against the synchro problem with the brimstones, but honestly, like, Blizzard is not the end game champion you want to focus your resources into building. I'm gonna say that right now. Like, the end game, you know, team for Sand Devil is not Blizzard plus 4 food, because Sand Devil tournaments are always time attack, right? So you want fast teams for Sand Devil. You can't afford to have like a food farming slow team like Blizzard, right? So I definitely would not invest the, you know, resources to buy a 6-star soul for Blizzard, especially since he doesn't really have that much use outside of, you know, he doesn't have super end game use outside of Sand Devil, right? He's good in Centranos, he's good, he can work in like Fire Knight Hard and stuff, but like he's not gonna be like the end game option. And if you get Godseeker and Neri is basically just as good as Blizzard. You give up 1 food, but you have so much more build flexibility, and you probably have similar clear times with most DPS. Like Farrakhan the Fat, for example, an Epic with Godseeker and Neri can clear Sand Devil with 3 food in, you know, 2 minutes, which is about the same as, you know, a jacked up Blizzard. So definitely do not spend the resources to get a 6-star for Blizzard. Can you explain on what to spend Chaos Ore in early? Should you aim at all? Good question. Chaos Ore for early game players would be extremely hard to get. I would not use it lightly. So definitely save it. I think the biggest things you probably want to use it on is, first of all, gear that you don't get very often. So very rare gear. So for example, for a new player, it might be something like reaction gear. You probably don't get reaction gear very often from CVC. For endgame players right now, Chaos Ore is probably getting used on some of these special sets. Like, for example, Merciless, you get limited supply from Centranos. You probably be starting to use it on maybe the pinpoint set that we're farming right now, but obviously that can be farmed with energy. Any set that you cannot farm with energy probably is a top candidate for ore. Yeah, just be careful. The other thing to use ores on is amulets. So maybe amulets in, for example, I mentioned reaction. Maybe amulets in reaction set for early game player you don't get very often. But let's say your amulet is a attack amulet. The odds of rolling a usable amulet is good. Like you can get defense, HP, or crit damage, right? Which is all an upgrade over a flat attack amulet. So the benefit of using the ore on the amulet is very big, right? And is almost guaranteed. Is very good odds of getting something decent. So I would recommend, you know, something like that kind of thinking, especially with a resource as rare as an ore. Keep in mind, in the late game you'll get more of it, but in the early game, you know, something like that will immediately benefit your account. If you basically swap like an attack amulet into like a crit damage amulet in a cool set, like, you know, reaction, for example. I'm not saying reaction is like the best set ever, but just an example. Brogni is good. Yeah, Brogni is good. Depending where you are, Brogni is very strong. Yeah. Spent euros on Shard lately more. I should have and definitely won't do again. Mostly good champions I got them with Shard, not bought. Yeah, it's you know, people have their own ideas, right? Like some people say like, oh, when you pay for shards, you get better luck, or content creators have better luck, or not true. I have the same luck as everybody else, right? Or the same setup for luck, I guess. I'm not saying that my luck is the same as everybody else because obviously I do have some good luck, or maybe it's because I have more lottery tickets. You know, I play the game so much, I have more lottery tickets. But you guys, you know, all my polls I you know, put on my channel. Like the whole all my progress on my accounts I put on my channel. And, you know, sometimes it's very like sobering reality, right? It's just like, yo, what the heck? This is bull crap. This is bullshit, right? Like, you know, Booze is not getting anything. He's not getting anything. Or like, you know, I can pull 100 ancient shards and get 5 legendaries. Like, you know, it happens. Your mid game of Cantra's Cyclone? Yeah, she's great. I love Cantra. Yeah, mostly for Hydra though. If you have like a hex set on her, if you have a hex set, hex curse set. If you have a curse set, she's really good. So now she can be your provoker and hex champion for Hydra. She's very strong. Although like she wouldn't be like a top priority build out because, you know, her usefulness in other areas is not super great. She's decent in like faction wars and stuff, but like, you know, her usefulness is not insane. I work 14 hours a day. I can't play all day. It's hard for me to do LA mid game 71. Still pre-arbiter. Lydia, you and Can Boss and Hearts still need gear. Yeah, it's tough, right? Like we're all, you know, we all have different you know, living situations and all that stuff. The good thing about this game is it's kind of AFK, so it's kind of nice. That's kind of what attracted to, me to this game in the beginning, is that there is some AFK aspect to it. Shit, did I get cut in? Oh no. Oh, he got cut in. Take a seat. Oh no, it's Cantrafon, so strong. I think I got this. Oh no, what? What? What happened? He got cut in though. But still. Come on, get there. There we go. Pretty big team here. Yeah, his guy's faster than my guy. Can we talk about the soul boost? Was absolutely crap. I got 40 and got nothing. Saw YouTubers pull nothing. That's how it goes, man. Like the RNG is so bad. You can get something really good. Like I heard of people pulling 10 soul stones and, you know, getting 1,000 points. So, you know, it happens, but sometimes not lucky, right? Sometimes lucky, sometimes not lucky. My void luck is shit. 56 small, 13 mediums. Yeah, that's a good haul, man. 6 200 rock, 6 seer, and 6 Ugo. That's a good haul. I'm gonna say that right now. They cost you the mediums though. That's kind of expensive. Use Geo and Ninja in the same clan boss. Do you think I should replace one? Do they have anti-synergy together? I believe Geo has a 3-turn HP burn. So as long as they do their HP burn ability on the same turn, Geo's HP burn should always outlast Ninja's HP burn, so you're kind of okay. The only instance where Ninja kind of negatively affects Geomancer is if Geomancer's HP burn is 1 turn and then Ninja places the 2 turn. I don't know exactly your team or how it syncs up, so but that's kind of how it works. Cronab to Marsa, a good pair for Hydra. I'm not too sure. I mean, as an HP burner, he's gonna deal some damage, but I probably wouldn't pair bring the partner in, because the partner doesn't bring that much, I guess. What speed do you need for faction wars? 200. 200 is a good speed. 200 is good speed to aim. Is Lady Mikage worth fusing for a mid-game account? 100%, man. Mikage is incredible. I haven't pulled a void Lego after 1 year playing this game. I think that's pretty normal. Especially if you're just like casual, like kind of more casually grinding the game. It's very normal. Some people take, you know, like 200 void shards to get their first Lego, right? I pulled Harima in my last 10x and I don't know how to build her. Should I consider resistance in her build? No. Just build her with full damage, no accuracy needed. That would be the easiest way. She's one of the best defense-based damage-dealing champions in the game, so I don't think there's any other build other than just defense. In the beginning, in the beginning when I first got her and when she first came out, I did consider building her in like very like slow stone skin, you know, high resistance build just to basically use her passive, but that's kind of wasting her, to be honest. She's just really good as a damage dealer too. Let's see. I'm still in need of more gear. Still learning how to gear. Still newbie, but I learned from your videos, tips and tricks. I absorb both food play tips and spend reviews. I thank you for saving me on some trap. Yeah, I try my best, right? Like whenever, you know, if I have an idea and I think people would benefit, then I'll put it out there. And if people want to listen or consider it, then that's, you know, that's on them. If they don't, that's all good. Hopefully it's entertaining. But yeah, things that I, you know, kind of say on video or like make videos of are things that, you know, I'm thinking about, and usually things that I follow myself. So if I say, hey, I'm going to skip this event because this event is bad, I'm going to skip that event, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like usually I don't, you know, flip flop. Or if I say this is a bad event, but I'm going to do it because of XYZ, that's my reason of doing it, then I explain myself, right? But yeah, that's kind of like my thinking about it. But I try my best to be like as, you know, as I guess accommodating to like all sorts of players, I guess, and their progress. And then obviously let them know exactly what my reasoning is for doing or not doing things, and then let them be the judge of it themselves. Like ultimately that's what it's about, right? Come on. No. Okay. Bombs ignore stone skin. Yeah, it's just part of the, I forgot where that shows. You get they don't ignore stone skin. They actually deal extra damage against stone skin. So yeah, bombs are pretty strong against stone skin. Spending on the game is you losing the plot. Nah, I wouldn't say it that way. Spending is all good. Would you use Odin in arena team if you had him? All voids, it seems. Actually, yes, I would. Odin is a very decent champion. I did make a video on him, and I think I undersold him a bit. I think he's better than what I showed. He's not just an arena champion. He's good in Hydra as well. But there's also like, you can also build Odin like kind of slowish in arena. So I think I would probably use him, or at least try him out. But I'm not too sure where I would put him. I'm not too sure where I would put him. But yeah, I don't know. He has a strip and decrease defense. I'd probably use that first. Yeah, I'm not sure where I would use him. Maybe against like, yeah, I'm not too sure. I gotta think about it. If you're endgame, you're finishing before the stacks finish, or you're resetting and finishing too early. If you're endgame, you're finishing before the stacks finish, or resetting the finishing too early. I don't understand. Can I get more damage if I make a clan boss team with 2 ally protection champions? Maybe. That might give you more turns. Might keep your team alive, right? If it keeps your team alive, then you have more opportunity to make damage happen. It depends, right? It depends. Sometimes, like, some teams can't utilize extra turns. Like, they're like, oh, they get extra turns, but they can't do anything with it. They just die anyways. It also depends how your allied protection champions are built, because they take a lot of damage, right? If they can't heal up after taking damage, they're gonna die. Good morning. How many Legos should a free-to-play expect after a year? It's hard to say. That's really hard to say. There's a fusion every month, right? There's a fusion every month. So, you know, if you achieve each fusion every month, that's 12. After a year, you'll probably get Arbiter if you were playing very consistently. You probably would get Lydia maybe after a year, again, if you were playing very consistently. It's harder now. I got Lydia after 300 days, but when I got Lydia, Shadowkin and Sylvan Watcher was not active, so 2 extra factions. So I would say at least a year for Lydia. And then you're gonna get some pulls, right? I mean, and then you're gonna get some freebies, you can get some pulls. I say after the first year, you're probably looking at like maybe 20 legendaries. Does that sound about right? 20 legendaries after your first year? Assuming you do maybe like 5 or 6 fusions, you get a couple promos, a couple logins, maybe a couple pulls. I'd say 20 would be like a higher mark, but I think it's possible. Best blessing for Loki, cruelty or polymorph. So if you are arena focused, polymorph makes sense. If you're using him for like general content, cruelty or brimstone. Brimstone would be just some extra damage against bosses. Would make sense, especially with the 5-star, right? Yep, I forgot about Syl. Yeah, Syl, you get legendaries from logins and stuff, right? Syl, Visix from at day 270, and then Syl, of course, very good champion. 200 days in, you're 170 stars in faction wars. Yeah, you definitely need to hammer home faction wars. Like in the beginning, your best gear is gonna come from faction wars too, right? And actually, even like super endgame, like you still probably. Super endgame, like they still use perception gear until, obviously pinpoint gear becomes more of a thing, or feral gear. Feral gear is a pretty good upgrade, right? Oh yeah, we have a artifact enhancement event. All right, you're getting Lydia in 2 days, 1.5 years. That's good. I mean, I think that's probably above average, to be honest. This piece is really bad, but if I go triple speed, it's going to be pretty good. Okay, 1 roll. Okay, so it's dead. This one, no speed, so both dead. What's this one? You guys want to watch? Watch me roll gear? I guess you guys can see the stats, right? Hold on, okay, let's see here. This one, actually, why am I rolling this? Shit, I thought this was the resistance set. I was like, oh, resistance sets with resistant main stat and then speed. I'm like, oh, I'll take a shot. But it's actually crit rate, so no point. This one, if I roll quad speed. Is LA active? If LA is active, I'll do some. I'm on that mission to do some. This one might have some hope. No hope. No hope. This one could have some hope. Has hit speed, no speed, dead. This one hit the speed, no hope. This one, no hope. No hope. No hope. All my champs are mostly supports. My best damage dealer is my Shald. Do you have Wukong? Wukong would be best damage dealer for most accounts. Cruelty stack with nuts A3. Yes, it should. I have an idea that would be really cool for you to run. I'm wondering if a Kentum in Pharaoh counts as placing a debuff. If so, it would be super strong set for him. Kentum. He places the Hex and the poisons. Probably. I mean, if you can get a 9-piece Pharaoh, it would be good for a lot of champions, for sure. What are your thoughts on Claydna from Sylvan Watcher? I played tested Claydna after her buff, and she's great. Yeah, she's really good champ. Actually, sorry, she's not really good champ. The buff was really good for her. But she's, you know, she's not like insanely good, but she's decent. She went from nothing to decent, and I think that's good. Would I build her out? It depends on your account, right? This one needs triple speed. Oh, the debuff transfer? Yeah, not too sure. I can't really test things I don't have, unfortunately. So on the test server, they only match my account. So whatever I have on my main account, they match on the test server unless I specifically request something. I don't think they're gonna give me like a set. Like, hey, give me 100 pieces of, each slot of Pharaoh gear. Like, they're probably gonna be like, ha 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 ha. Are you joking? It's a pretty good Taros boot if I rolled like better. Like, you don't want the flat HP here, and you want kind of speed on this. Maybe if I roll speed, it could be useful. I'm gonna hold on to it. Hey, 6-star speed boot. Okay. Don't get these very often. Okay, 1 hit in crit. That's good. No, that's a fail. I'll hold on to it still. I don't have many speed boots in Merciless. Pretty low rolls. 4 and a 5 here. Attack percentage. Defense percentage, HP percentage, attack percentage. Okay. Okay, so this might be a situation where you want to use ore, right? So for example, I would probably use an ore here. Actually, no, this is kind of bad. Like, you could definitely use like an ore. Like, look, I have 100 of these epic ores. Yeah, I'll roll this up. See if I can get some better substats here. Something useful. Nope. So it's garbage. That's it. It's done. Shield. Like, this is almost usable for like a support champion. So I would kind of keep it. You could definitely consider oring this, but it's kind of a long shot to get better substats in this. So I'll probably hold on to that. Gloves are really long shots. 5-star gloves just not very good. So like, if you're gonna roll stuff with ore, like, I would prioritize top pieces. So what I mean by top pieces is like weapon, helm, and shield, because you get the guaranteed main stat, which means you get a chance at getting a more usable piece. Whereas if I wanted to roll like a 5-star chest, it's going to be like really hard to get anything good. So it's literally like throwing away your ores. Unless you have ores to throw away, I mean. I think Maria is so hard to build. You basically need all stats under the sun. Yeah, I'm close. 7 built Claydna, don't plan to. 12 Legos day 210. Recently got Ultra Nightmare Climb Boss. Congrats. Yeah, that's a big one. I use my Wukong for spare Hydra block debuff and bad affinity. Yep, I use my Wukong in Hydra too for the block buffs. That's a bank of reroll. Yeah. You see my other account. My other account has even more. It's basically just me not playing the game and just farming stuff. You know what I mean? Like I have 106 big ores on this one. Like, yeah, it's just way more stuff. But I don't really actively play my second account that much, so the resources start stacking up. But yeah, look, all that pinpoint gear. All right. Oh, this is a nice weapon. This is a nice weapon. You know what? I'm just gonna YOLO the 16. Okay, guys, look. Don't do this. Don't do what I'm doing. Okay. Don't go straight to 16. I'm gonna say that right now. Don't go straight to 16. The way I'm leveling things is the way you should be doing it. Like you level to 4 if you have a desired stat that you want to hit. If it doesn't hit that desired stat, you're out. That's basically it. So you roll to 4 if you have one desired stat. If you have 2 desired stats, then maybe roll to 8, see where it lands. But never go straight to 16. Okay? But you guys gotta admit, this is a piece that probably warrants you to go straight to 16, right? You got the feral set, you got the speed and accuracy substat, you got a 6-star weapon. It's probably good for a 16. But if you're very frugal, you can probably like go 4 first. Maybe it hits HP percentage. Maybe you're like, I'm out. But you're never out on this weapon, right? Maybe you go to 4 and then it hits crit rate and you're like, that's probably the worst one. But you're still going all in on this weapon. Just saying. Okay, guys? Come on. Okay, that's not bad. Double hit accuracy is good for accuracy set, right? Double HP is good for, HP, for support or whatever. So it's fine. Like I said, you're all in on this weapon. Do you have any use for crit rate gloves? Not really. But sometimes you get good sub rolls, right? Like a quad speed on something on a crit rate glove, and then you can use it on like a support champion. And then give them a bit of damage. Give them 100 crit rate, give them damage. Like a champion that comes to mind is like Eostrid. Eostrid is a support champion, but she actually hits kind of hard. Is it fine to still level it when you do it for artifact enhancement event and then sell it if it's no good? Yeah, selling it is great. Yeah, if it doesn't roll good, the most cost efficient way to do artifact enhancement event is actually volume. So if you like basically roll items to like low rolls, like 4, 8, and then sell it, that's the best way to do artifact enhancement event. The thing is, no one has the time to sit here and roll like literally like hundreds and thousands of pieces to 4 and 8, right? Let alone like you wouldn't have the pieces in your box, first of all, and then you wouldn't have the time to do that. So that's why people do it like to 12. 16 is the easiest, right? Because you go to 16 and then you get the points right away and then you're out. But it's also the most expensive. The most cost-effective way is actually rolling it to 4 and 8 and then selling it. That's the most cost-effective way. But nobody has, 1,000 pieces of unrolled gear that they're willing to roll to 4 to 8 and 8, every artifact enhancement event. That's the most cost-efficient way. This one is probably the same idea. If I roll quad here, mythical roll, maybe I consider an ore on it. Maybe. I don't know. This one can go wrong. Not like the other one. But this one can go really wrong. But I'm still probably all in on it because it has the speed and accuracy sub rolls. Like right now we hit the 2 worst substats, which is really shitty. And okay, we hit the speed, which is like saving grace, I guess. It's kind of like a below average piece now. Like that's really bad, right? The two bottom hits, pretty bad. Hey Aaron, how are you? Yeah, welcome. You got both Turvo and Freya. Freya instant good. You'll need a lot of support to work. Turvo hits super hard though. Turvo hits super hard. But yeah, Freya is just a good solid champ, easier to build and stuff. What do you think about Ostrox, Boneglaive? AoE block buffs, right? So pretty good for AoE block buffs. I had the airplane mode, the artifact events this time. Hey, good for you, man. I used to do that a long time ago, but it's just can't do that anymore. It's too much time. What do you think about raid adding prestige system? New missions at level 100, complete them prestige, then GP 100 to 200, energy increases. Ooh. I don't like the idea of going from 100 to 200, but I do like the idea of having further missions at reaching 100. I do like that idea. Tell player to lower cost for upgrading accessories. They will tell you to farm more silver. Does HP burn and poison increase with stats? No, they don't. They're a percentage of the boss's HP. They're a percentage of the enemy HP. Would you recommend a 9-piece protection set from Akage or 4-piece Relentless? If you're doing Hydra, go 9-piece protection. It's big damage boost. Yeah. If you're using her for arena, go max speed or stone skin. What's airplane mode artifact? So basically, it's kind of a complex, time-consuming strategy, but you can kind of predict when your artifact will roll to 16, thereby saving you a lot of silver along the way. But it's a very time-consuming technique, but it works. Yeah, you can Google it, but yeah. Why wouldn't player have the Odin event dungeon as part of the fusion? Feels like it just makes sense. I don't think everyone can access or do the Odin event properly. It's kind of like how, like if they ever did like a Soul Stone tournament event for a fusion, I think people would be completely outraged because not everyone has access to Soul Stones, and Soul Stones is definitely like a paid thing for most people. So having like the event dungeon, which is a relatively new dungeon, meaning it's a relatively inaccessible dungeon to new players, would make fusions extremely difficult. I think people would have a huge outrage over that. Hey Poker, what's up, man? Hope you're well. Thanks, man. Yeah, I just got over a little bit of a cold. This piece can go bad, but it does have accuracy and not great. Not a great roll here. Let's go to 12. Maybe I hit a triple. Don't hit a triple. This one is bad. This one is also bad. Maybe I hit the double here. Nope. No hope. This one is good. This one's good. This one is good. Too bad the mythical roll is on the crit damage, but this could be good. Commit. How bad could it go? If it goes quad res, not bad. If it goes quad crit damage, could be kind of bad. All right, let's commit. Not bad. Double roll accuracy, no roll speed, but not bad. Yeah, it's 5 a.m. for me. Hey man, rise and grind, dude. This is the, you know, time slot where people are, you know, online and active. You gotta rise and grind. Also, I also have to go to work, so that's why I wake up early to play on CVC. That's why I wake up early, so I get my CVC playtime in before I go to work. I hate CVC. Spent resources for accessories, kind of relevant really more. Yeah, CVC is not really relevant anymore. Like the reaction gear and stuff, it's not anything. Can you give us some pointers on how to complete the arena missions for Ramontu with no mythicals? You mean the tag team, right? Tag team's a tough one. You have to kind of use... Okay, look. When I was doing Silver 4 to Gold 1 tag team mission, I remember I saw a screenshot of what I was using. I was using champions like Ugo and Rector Draft. Okay? So this was back in the day. Obviously now it's going to be a lot harder with mythicals and stuff. The best strategy I can give you guys, obviously you have to have some decent champions geared up. The best strategy for you to make it in Gold 1 is to basically play on the last day, the last hours, the last hour before reset, and grind your butt out. So set yourself up that you're close, but you're not in the green leading up to the final hour. And then in the final hour, you have to make sure you grind hard and then try to sneak into the green just before the end of reset. You need a strong defense, or at least a defense that can deter people. Otherwise, people will just hit you during the last hour anyways. No good. That one's no good. No good. No good. This one has speed. Hit the speed for me. Nope. Boot? Boot. Damn it. So much bad. Pretty bad, right? The bottoms are really bad. Glove, chest, boot. Like, they're pretty bad. They require the ores, right? I don't know if I want to ore them right now. I have 11 ores, but... Okay, pinpoint. Bad weapon. Helm can be okay if it rolls double speed. Okay, I'm going to use an ore on this. Yeah, this one's not good. Alright. Got worse. I'm going to use an ore on this. Double accuracy. Double accuracy is almost okay to keep. Almost okay to keep. No speed though. Double accuracy is probably okay to keep. This one's bad. Yeah, there you go. One piece. So much energy. Amazing. Anyways, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, everything's good, man. I was a bit sick for about a week. But yeah, better now. So thanks for asking. Thanks for checking in. Guess I'm done here. Let's see. See what we got. What do we got here? 40,000 points? Shit. Clan's going buck wild. Control yourselves. Hey, Power 9. Thanks, man. Doing fine, thank you. Somehow it rolls everything but speed, yeah. Not the best rolls. Did you find a slime piece Slayer works on Thor? Because in your last video, you're unsure. Yeah, I don't have a 9-piece set, right? So I can't really test it myself on the test server. Also, Thor's A2 is not classified as an AoE. So that's something to consider, right? So Thor's A2 is not classified as an AoE. So it won't be affected by the Slayer bonus. But I don't know if the Slayer 9-piece bonus counts towards his passive. In any event, in any case, I wouldn't put too much stock into his passive because his passive doesn't really hit that hard. Doesn't really hit super hard. So I don't think I would care too much about it or trying to trigger it more. You know what I mean? But obviously some more testing is probably needed, right? Not a lot of people tested it with the 9-piece. Come on, hit the HP for me. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Good hit. Thought they said it won't work with gear. Yeah, I don't know what they meant by what they said, because they mentioned that blessings work for him, but from my testing, no blessing worked for him. So I don't know exactly what they're talking about when they said blessings work for him. How does your clan get in higher tiers in CVC? So you need more clan points. So the more clan points you get, the higher you rise in the tiers, right? So you can see here, like tier 1, like 977,000. Like tier 6, we're at 3.5 million. So the higher your clan goes, the more points you get in your clan, the higher the tier you will be. But that's for your clan. There's also something called personal. You have your personal rewards during personal rewards CVC, and that's your own personal performance. So it's another extra thing to think about. See, you said live arena in 2 hours, right? So 2-hour live arena. Okay, so I'm gonna do this mission. So I got this. What is it? Spider 10. Do 20 Spider 10 missions. Okay, so Spider 10 missions. What am I doing? Spider 10 missions. I usually don't like to do this, but I want to get this stage over with. You guys can watch me farm some food. Oh wait, it said 20, right? It said do 20, so I can't do the super raids. Or I shouldn't be doing the super raids. Unless the super raids count. I don't know if they count towards those missions. I don't want to take the chance. 1, 2, 3. So let's do this. 20. Oh, Franco, thank you so much. Wow, that's super generous, man. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Kyle, thank you, man. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's very generous. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just kind of like try my best to help people. I like helping people, and you know everybody needs help, right, in this game because the game is pretty difficult. And even for me, like you know, I search for knowledge, I guess. There's lots for me to learn, and the game changes all the time. It's a full, you know, it can be a full-time game, right? There's a lot here, so I'm happy to help people that want to learn and can learn stuff from me, and hopefully what I teach them is reasonable, makes sense, right? So yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, man. You can do 10 super raids. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Do you have a video about this farming? Just got this legendary. RX? Yeah, yeah, I do. I have it's called like a solo spider video. You can check it out. The main thing you need for him is Slayer gear. But I use free to play Slayer gear and it works totally fine. So you can argue that I have better luck, but not really. When you craft resilience set for silver and CVC points, obviously, do you use any charms? No, I don't. But I do keep like obviously legendary ones, 6-star legendary ones. Sometimes they can roll okay, but the set I don't use very often. Mainly as like filler sets for like, you know, Centranos, maybe Centranos champs. How much would you say that your content package helps you in CVC? For the rest of the free play out there that wonder how you reach good points. All love, keep up good work. Okay. Well, I'll say this. You know, the most points I ever got was 1.6 million points in CVC, and I got that before even making a single YouTube video. I think definitely before I got any kind of content creator rewards. How much does it help? I mean, it helps in the fact that I don't have to worry about resources because, you know, all the rewards I get from my content creator rewards, I just stack up, right? Like, I don't, like, it helps in that sense that I don't have to worry about resources ever again. But it doesn't mean that I go around spending my resources like a spender. You know what I mean? So I still play completely like a free-to-play player, except I have, you know, basically unlimited resources, right? But to be fair, I basically had unlimited resources before becoming a content creator. Like I had no problem. I basically play the same with or without the rewards. That's about it. A lot of people like they don't like that I get content creator rewards, but it's like, hey, if you consider a content creator program as free rewards, similar to like playing or completing certain kind of tasks or missions to get free rewards, why wouldn't, you know, anybody go and become a content creator? It's not gated to anybody. And it's basically, to me, like kind of like the last thing you can do for free resources in this game. So, you know, I definitely encourage And anybody that wants to be a content creator, I would 100% encourage them to try to be a content creator. And I would totally support new or small content creators. It's honestly, I do it because it's fun. And I mentioned it's a creative outlet for me. Like, it's kind of like, oh, I want to make, make a cool video today about this, or hey, I saw something cool, or I heard something cool, or we were talking about something cool, this, and then I'll make a video about it. And it's cool that you have an audience that wants to hear what you have to say, which is probably the hardest thing, right? You have to, that's the grind, right? And it's no different than grinding this game. It's just a different part of the game that I'm grinding now, right? So as for the free resources, like, obviously sometimes I spend resources to make content that I wouldn't do otherwise, so that compensates you in some way. Also, making content takes time away from playing the game, such as, for example, test server stuff. So when I'm playing on a test server, or I'm trying new builds, or I'm trying champions and stuff, that takes time away from playing the game on your real account. And unfortunately, for free to play, you can't really neglect your account. If you do, then you're not getting resources. And when you're not getting resources, you're falling behind for a free to play, right? Because you can't really catch up instantly for a free to play, right? You have to stack resources. But yeah, that's kind of like my spiel about content creation. Oh, thank you, man. Wow. Hey, welcome, Poke the Hunt. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for the $4.99. Appreciate it, guys. Like, thank you guys so much. Yes, it's very appreciated. Totally not expected. So thank you guys. I just do it because I like it, and I'm glad you guys like it. So that's kind of like the bottom line. Yeah, it's about saving materials for CVC, right? Like, I like personally, I don't do any crafting outside of CVC. All my artifact upgrading is during events. Like, I still practice the best free to play habits because they're kind of just ingrained in my normal play. And obviously building champions and books and stuff, like, I wait for CVC. Even when it's like a clear champion that should be auto booked or auto built, for example, like Taras or Trunda or something, like, it's like, oh, I need this champion now. No, I'll just wait for CVC. Like, it's always like that for me. I don't know if there might have been an instance where I built a champion outside of CVC, but very rarely has that ever happened. And personally, I still farm masteries. I don't need to farm masteries anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to waste 90 minutes of my screen time farming masteries. But I still do it. I've never purchased masteries ever for any champion ever. It's a total waste. Like, it's a big waste of resources, paying for masteries, but it saves you a ton of time. I'll give it that. Saves you a ton of time. But personally, I've never ever paid for masteries outside of like my starter champion. Sorry, I have to say my starter champion. Yes, I paid 800 gems for the mastery. But outside of that, once I started farming masteries, I never paid gems for masteries again. Because every time you fully master a champion, you get like 1.2 million silver, and you also gain like 50 levels, like as a 6-star champion. So you're like leveling up your champion while you're gaining silver at the same time, and you're saving gems at the end of it. Because the average cost to fully master your champion is like 640 gems, 650 gems roughly, and you're paying 800 gems to master them. So you're already saving 150 gems. You're making about 1.2 million silver, and you're gaining 50 levels on that champion. So, oh shit, what the hell? Oh shit, what the hell? Oh shit, oh shit, something's happening, sorry. Something's happening, sorry. Oh man, this is not supposed to be happening. Oh shit. I was like, why is he attacking by herself? Oh shit. She's supposed to be with food. Where's her fucking food? Yeah, the food is not there. Fuck. How come nobody said food? Oh, fuck, you guys are saying food already. I'm talking too much. Sorry, man. Oh, man, that's... Sorry. Okay. That's not supposed to happen. This is... She's supposed to have food around her. I was like, what the fuck? Where's her food? Fuck. Okay, that's a noob. That's me being a total noob. Yapathon? Yeah, I'm yapping. You're right. I'm yapping. All right, my bad. I don't know where the food went. Where'd the food go? What the heck, man? Oh, man. All right. Bro, so into his yap, he forgot about his food. Dude, there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. There's like this chat going on. I have, I have the stream video going on. I have my second account going on. I have RSL helper going on. There's a lot going on. So much energy waste. Yeah, my bad. Are you mastering champion spending gems or energy with free energy? I use free energy, or gems, depending, right? Do you know if you got a no mastery champ, you want it to be level 60, fully master, or do you know what level you should stop upgrading it? For example, like usually if I can get away with no masteries, then I will. Like some champions, they don't need masteries. If I can get away with no books, I will. But it really depends on what champion it is, right? So for example, damage dealers, you really want damage dealers to have the tier 6 mastery. I don't think I wasted that much energy. I wasted like 200. This could be good. Could be good, I guess. Nah, it doesn't even have the defense main stat. Okay, let me see how much I have here. Okay, 10. Okay. I didn't waste that much. About 200 energy. What a mess. Okay. Okay, now back to chat. I have a problem. Did Siegfried proc his base form passive when he's under unkillable buffs, which fail him 100% earlier when he's about to take a fatal hit? I plan to use him for clan boss. Man, I'm not sure. That's a pretty specific interaction. Not sure. Not sure I've ever seen it happen, but the inefficiency. Upgrade your 3 slots in champion training. No, I don't. To be honest, I opened my 5 slots relatively late and I've never upgraded to 3, but I don't see the full value in it. But honestly, like for me personally, I could probably spend gems upgrading my sparring pit, but I don't really see the full value in it. Especially if you're like early or mid game. But unlocking the 5 slots is fine, but I think upgrading it to level 3, I think it's a bit too expensive. What level should you like 48 or 55 to make the champion level 60 fully mastered? I'm not sure the question. Okay, it seems you guys were aware that I was not running food. Artifact tier list from Hell Hades, do you agree? I think generally it's pretty good. But there's going to be exceptions, right? It's going to be exceptions. How do you farm mastery? Oh, okay, how do you farm mastery? So usually I farm. So okay, so the way it works is, so for example, right? You have one champion that farms your food, right? So one champion. Let's say I use Harima, and I want to farm masteries for, let's say, Astrolith, right? So when you put one champion here, you have two champions on your team. The XP is split in half. So 50% of your XP goes to Harima. Of course, she's not going to level up because she's maxed out. 50% of your XP goes to Astrolith. So this is the fastest leveling for one champion because she's getting 50% of your XP. If I had a second champion here, now the XP split is 33%, 33%, 33%. So now they're getting only 33% of the total XP. So if you want one champion to get the maximum levels, you're basically doing this, like 1 and 1. All right. But if, for example, you're mastering 4 champions, they're splitting the HP 20%, 20%, 20%. It's going to take them a long time to reach level 60. But if you're farming full masteries on 4 champions, by the time you finish mastering all 4 of them, they will probably be 60. So it just depends what you want to do. So if you want to basically speed level 1 champion, speed master them, it's going to be this, right? If you want to do it fast. But if you can do it overnight, then do it like this. You master all of them, they'll be all 60, but it's just going to take you a long time. So that's kind of the way it works. So for me, I farm one at, like, you know, whatever. If I have multiple, then I'll do multiple, but I don't, the speed efficient, like the time efficiency thing is not a big deal because I basically do it if I'm away from the computer or if I'm doing something else, then I'll master some champions. But should you go for Rotos? Should you go for the event? I don't recommend going for these events because they're big bait events. The odds of you pulling your desired champion is about 5%, and the odds of pulling a legendary is, you know, normal rates, which are really low. So, but it's up to you if you want to gamble. Why are you running Spider? I have a Marius mission, so I just want to get that over with before live arena starts, because the mission afterwards is 40 live arena wins. For a mid-game player, would you prioritize clearing all factions, focus on leveling strongest champs for improvement? So usually what happens is you do need to focus on faction wars. It is very important because getting the higher tier of materials is very important, so you can build better perception gear. Perception gear is very useful. Would you focus solely on it? Probably not, unless you have other things covered. So for example, your dungeon teams are covered, your clan boss teams are covered. Once those 2 areas are like the best it can be, then you start focusing on like faction wars and stuff like that. But ideally, you can do at least a little bit in every single faction, so you can use like 50s and stuff like that. But to fully commit to, like, you know, finishing a faction, you need to build like some 60s. Not saying a full team of 60s because you don't need that. But you need like some anchored champions that are really good at 60 that you probably use in other areas. Ideally, right? But fully committing to like building a champion to 60 strictly for faction wars is pretty hard to do when you're like in the mid game. So I probably wouldn't recommend it unless all your other areas are covered, like all your dungeon progression. Like I'm sure you're not farming hard 10, for example, so you can definitely push up your dungeon. Like dragon, you can probably push into hard probably pretty easily. Spider, like, but that's kind of like my suggestion. Just make sure you're all set up on your other areas. Yeah, I have this Marius mission, so I'm just finishing it off. Just setting myself up for the live arena that's coming right now. Look at this overflow, guys. So much overflow. Oops. Oh, sorry. I will show my Eric's build. Sorry. Let me finish off this last bit. Bolster, Stone Skin, or 2-turn Stone Skin for neck crit. I currently run Bolster, Stone Skin. I mean, 2-turn Stone Skin can work as well, but personally I run Bolster Stone Skin. I don't know if it's better. I mean, it's probably not worse. Because like neck crit gets destroyed by our Narcissus anyways. So having Bolster on neck crit's not going to make him less get wrecked. But yeah, I guess Stone Skin helps, but he does have the 1-turn Stone Skin. Is there a recommended time to start working on Hydra Doom Tower? Level 48 for the 3 Master Champions, but struggle with Doom Tower and won't be able to waste Hydra keys. You basically progress as far as your dungeon and clan boss team can carry you. So hopefully you selected your first 5 60s or first handful of 60s that have generalist capabilities, right? So you obviously like a damage dealer, a support champion, a decreased defense, just stuff like that, right? Just having the right selection or the right starting, I guess, 6 or starting 5 champions that you built goes a long way. I think we're done here. Hey, Void Shard. Okay, set up for the live arena missions. Live arena in 1 hour. It's a little bit far away. Do you know if Wukong can solo Minotaur? He can solo Minotaur, yes. He has to hit pretty hard though. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Eric's. So here's my Eric's. In my video, Eric's only had a 4-piece. Yeah, she only had a 4-piece set. Somewhere along the line, Plarium made some kind of adjustment to Slayer, and it felt like Slayer got worse. And then I upgraded her to a 6-piece so that she deals more damage, so that she can kill the Spirelings and kill the big mama faster. But at some point, the 4-piece stopped working. So I was using a 4-piece for a long time, and then somewhere along the line, it stopped working. I had to upgrade it to a 6-piece. So I'm not going to say that a 4-piece works anymore, but you could run 4-piece. What I've seen is that you either run her in accuracy. So for example, I do have some bonuses. So for example, accuracy. You do run her with some accuracy, or you can not run her with accuracy and run her with a lifesteal set. So you can run 4-piece Slayer plus 4-piece lifesteal. You do need damage stats on her. That's the thing. You do need 100% crit rate. You do need her to hit kind of hard. And honestly, the harder she hits, the faster the run will be. But you also need her to survive. She's HP based scaling, so giving her a higher HP is good. She'll get more damage and she'll get more survivability. But she does need a little bit of defense. She does need like good amount of HP so that she can take some hits. Base speed. Her speed, I recommend at least 200. The faster she goes, the better. But I would recommend at least 200 speed. Gem mine pays for itself. Yeah, I don't disagree that it will pay for itself. But I do have some question about when you would fully upgrade the sparring pit. Like for example, I have 5 slots open, but I haven't fully upgraded them. You know what I mean? I don't see the benefit, but I definitely could. Do you think the new challenges will have rewards as well, or just the badges? So far, I think it's just badges. So unpopular opinion about masteries. I literally never farmed the Minotaur. I spent 800 gems and like I unlocked gem mine very early and find that the gem. Oh yes, the gem mine 100% pays for itself. So what you do, I think what makes the most sense is basically pay 800. Your first 800 gems comes relatively easily. Pay 800 for your starter champion, or pay 800 for your, whatever, your food farming champion. And then after that, unlock the mine and then just play the game, right? You like to gamble? Well, you found the right game. Is War Maiden a good 60 free to play? Honestly, I think she fell off quite a bit. She works as a 50, but I think she fell off quite a bit. She definitely works though as a 50. As a 60, I'd probably wait. Do you recommend a 6-star Obro or Birengiri for Shadowkin Faction Wars? Both are kind of like mid-ish, not particularly insanely good for Faction Wars. I think Birengiri might actually be better. He does have an A1 provoke, some control. Obro is kind of like a damage dealer, right? She has like her self buff, and then I guess she has some protection, but she's mainly a damage dealer. So I think Birengiri you might get more value from, just to help, push higher levels like as you're progressing. And also you probably use less good gear on Birengiri. How do you have two accounts at the same time? So I run two player and play accounts. So the way you do it is you load up your first account and then you go to your taskmaster. You close your player and play. So here you close end task and then open it again. And once you open it again, you change your account and then you open your new account. And then you have two player and play windows. If you use RSL helper, so the RSL helper, you can have this plus button here. The plus button automatically does it for you now, which is a nice little feature. BlueStacks works, but BlueStacks sucks. BlueStacks sucks. It's too slow, laggy. Don't farm Minotaur with food. Best raid star champions Taras. Hey Kevin, what's up, man? Loki for second 60. I think Loki is not the best for early game, to be honest. Do you recommend fully booked Armans? Yes, Armans is great. Carry you very, very hard. Do you think it's worth it to use gems to refresh the twins? I only refresh the twins on Void Day. Basically on Void Day, every 6 keys, you're doing 2 days worth. So on Void Day, you're doing 4 days worth of keys, right? Or of rewards. So you literally could skip like 3 days, 3 normal days and just do Void Day. But I only refresh on Void Day. 6-star Neas. I finished Iron Twins last level with Nia. Got the Nia's soul. Oh, you mean the mythical? Yeah. I would never sell a big mythical soul. It's too hard to get. You crafted all your Slayer gear. Any advice? Anything with speed would be good. Slayer is like an interesting set because then it's good for damage dealers and it's good for support. So you can keep any, the stat distribution. Hey, how are you doing? Can the fusion epic fragment summon be held for future champion chase? I'm not too sure. I think you can. This one, right? Yeah, I think you can. I think you can. But I don't want to say you can because I don't think I've done it myself, but I think you can. Use Sandybox for multiple accounts. I couldn't use Sandybox either. It's just too hard on my system. Yeah. I tried Sandybox before, but it's too hard on my system. Yeah. Would you say Forge Slayer with speed or crit rate? Probably go crit rate. It's probably still preferred for a damage set, so I'll probably go crit rate. I usually save speed for support sets. So for example, like if I do bolstered, then I would just do like speed or HP. If I do like perception, I would use like speed or accuracy. But for example, if I was doing like lethal, I would do crit rate first. So I'd do crit rate first. And then if I run out of that, then I'd probably do speed. But speed and crit rate are the two most used for sure for me. How many shards would be needed? Estimate for the summon rush? 25 fragments. So there's 2 summon rushes, right? So we can look at the calendar here. So there's 2 summon rushes coming up next weekend. So you have one here. So this is a normal summon rush for 25 fragments. And then this is the bonus one for 50 fragments. So based on what I've found from previous hybrid fusions, the summon rush is 3,000 points, which is the equivalent of 6 sacred shards. And then this one, the 50 fragment summon rush, is cost 5,500. So the first 25 costs 3,000, and then the second 25 costs 5,500. So the equivalent of 11 sacred shards. So you're getting a slight discount going for, you know, the 2 fragments in the one event, as opposed to going for going for 2 events separately, because usually when they're separate it's about 3,000, but when they're together it was 5,500. So you're getting a slight discount. But we don't know. Plarium can switch it up, right? So Plarium's, most recent champion chase was very, very friendly for everybody. Very friendly. So we don't know. We don't know what they're going to do. They could make this very expensive, or they could make this very, very expensive, because this is the last event in the fusion. And for example, if you missed something, this event could be extremely expensive. They could really punish people in this event, because people are saying like, oh, I can make up for an event that I missed with that last event. Well, if Plarium is very mean, they can make this a nightmare for people, right? They can make this like 15 sacreds. Just saying. We don't know. But from history, 3,000 points, 5,500 points. So 6 and 11 sacred shards worth. DD event, dual spider 20 plus 3 food, or event dungeon 20. What are your thoughts? I kind of like the event dungeon just because you do get some rewards. There are some nice rewards in the event dungeon tournament. So it's definitely worth doing. And for example, this medium stone is equivalent to about 3,500 energy. So it's definitely worth doing. But farming food is nice. It just really depends on your, what your situation is with resources. This is your first fusion. It's tough. Fusions, you do require some thought and planning. So if you're just jumping into it and you don't know what you're doing, you're probably going to be wasting resources. Because the fusion is very much like all or nothing, pretty much, right? Because if you miss an event, you're going all in on the last summon event. And if you're brand new in the game, you probably don't have the shards. So you're probably done. Does Wukong A2 work with Slayer? It's a single target hit. It shouldn't be AoE. You missed the artifact enhancement? Yeah, you're probably done. You should forget this fusion and just set yourself up for the next month's fusion, for example. 1+1 sacred? I mean, we just had a 1+1 sacred, right? There shouldn't be another 1+1 sacred for another 6 weeks. Hey Raph, what's up, man? Would you say it's valuable to level 60 a random epic just because it's a 6-star soul on it? For example, Arima. No, it's not worth it, man. Like the only reason you would 6-star a epic to take advantage of a 6-star soul is basically for Centranos. There's some Centranos stages, for example, like these stages that require certain amount of red stars, certain amount of blessings, and that's the only situation where I would see you leveling up a champion that you would never use, basically to you know, meet these requirements. That's about it. I mean, Gear Grinder is not bad for faction wars, right? It can be useful. What about saving the epic for next fusion? You already missed 3 tournaments. You can, I think you can save the epic. Don't quote me, but I am more than certain you can save this. It won't expire. See, there's no expiry date here, right? There's an expiry on the Thor fusion, like the fusing of the Thors. But there's no expiry on the fragment of the epic. So I think you can save the epic. What blessing do I have on the Jorang? Don't. Oh, the Jorang? What do I have? Crappy blessing. Chainbreaker. Yeah. So it makes him a little bit harder to CC. I don't think it's not like the best or anything. Epic will not expire. Okay, thanks for confirming that. Thanks for confirming, guys. Hey, Viper. When do you pull your epics, by the way? What do you mean by epics? You mean these epics? I didn't pull this for the champion chase because I didn't... there was no reason for me to pull it during the champion chase because I wasn't close to the next... I wasn't close to the next reward threshold, so I just held on to the epic. You never know when an event will pop up and then these epics will suddenly be worth some points. But it's unlikely to happen, but there's no reason for me to pull it for no reason. What is the best soul for UDK without the 6-star soul? I use Life Harvest. So I use this one. So usually UDK survives a long time. And if you're able to, like, you know, kill a champion and then they revive, they're going to lose a lot of their max HP when they come back. So he kind of helps like deal damage or soften up the enemy team in this way with Life Harvest. The other thing you could do is use Polymorph if you have a little bit of accuracy. So for example, my UDK has 250 accuracy. I could use Polymorph on him just in case. I did use him with Polymorph for a long time, but I decided to cut it because my UDK has resistance. Since he has resistance, he's not going to get debuffed very often. So the sheep is just not that useful for him. So I switched it. Who's my fastest champion? My fastest champion is my Arbiter, but I don't have my best gear on her. My Arbiter is 400 speed, but I re-geared her for accuracy. So I use a worse banner. No, sorry, what did I use? I use a worse chest because I need to give her accuracy to do the event dungeon. Also my Sifi, I geared down. I made her slower. She's 375. So Sifi and Arbiter, both of them were over 400 speed. I think Sifi was 410 and Arbiter was 413. But I geared them down because my speed is not fast enough to outspeed most people in the tier that I play. So I geared them down to be more useful with other builds. So for example, she's in Stone Skin, so she can survive at least one hit if she gets outsped. And then my Arbiter is right now geared for the event dungeon. My fastest champion, if I put my best gear on them, is probably Sifi, and she would be about 425 speed. But I don't go 425 speed because it's not fast enough to beat people in the tier that I'm in. What's my ethnicity? I'm Asian. Chinese. Which champ is the best DPS for Kentum in clan boss? I mean, there's gotta be a lot, right? Bulwark makes sense. Yeah, Bulwark can extend the poisons and stuff. The Arbal's not work. Somebody else said that, but I'm not sure. Maybe restart the game. Or fast UDK with survival instinct. That's interesting. Crazy that most content creators don't push the epic fragment more. You know, she seems useful. Not gonna lie, she seems useful. It's tough, right? Because like you have an epic, and sorry, I will look at the epic again. You have an epic that has the ally attack. She seems decent, right? But she's a damage dealer. Teams up with 2 random allies. But she's a damage dealer, right? Her passive relies on her when she's veiled, and then she ignores some of this stuff. So it means she's a damage dealer. So what people mostly do is like they put like their best nuking gear on this champion, and then they see how well she nukes and all that stuff. But no reasonable person would put their best gear on her as a nuker. That's the thing. Most people would probably just use her for this ally attack, which can be useful. So it's kind of hard to gauge, but I think she's kind of decent, but she's not like insane. But it really depends on where you are in the game and your progress. Is Lady Mikage worth it? Yeah, absolutely. Lady Mikage's incredible. She's incredible. She's worth it every way. What blessing would you put in a 5-star nut? Probably I want to say Reaper, but Reaper helps with some of your dungeons, but you use them for Hydra and Fire Knight. Creating that Soul Reap. Cruelty. Cruelty's not a bad one. Cruelty's not a bad one. Yeah, I was thinking Soul Reap. Maybe Cruelty. I'm not too sure about Cruelty. You could do Phantom Touch if Phantom Touch helps you for Fire Knight. Back from Work's going to ask you a good idea to +2 the Fusion Epic because I cannot get the full Thor because of shards. Okay, so if you guys have the Epic ready, like here, definitely save it for like Champion Chase. So, you know, a bunch of people in chat confirmed that you can save it. So definitely save her for a Champion Chase. So that's one way to get value from her. I don't think I would +2 her, to be honest. Maybe build up the Faction Wars, Faction Guardians first. So if you guys aren't aware, build up your Faction Guardians. So, you know, put her here or whatever. What is she? Sylvan Watcher? Yeah, put her here. Make sure your stuff is filled out. And then obviously empower her if you have extra copies. Moreg is better. I think Moreg is kind of better, to be honest. 5-star gear and character 6-star gear. I mean, when your 5-star gear no longer gets used, you start getting rid of it, right? 5-star rares probably go first, and then budget Sylvanas. Nice, yeah. She is budget Sylvanas, actually. How do you gear Mikage? I have my Mikage right here. She's in 4-piece 4-piece stone skin with Relentless. This build just works like everywhere. But it's not, it's good. It's more arena focused. So go down to Eagle Eye. For Hydra, I have a 9-piece protection set on her. So then she gets a bonus, gives bonus for her buffs. Eight-second Odin team. Nice. Reflex Relentless. Yeah. Her best use is in Arena, to be honest, but she's very good in Hydra. Very, very good in Hydra. So if you pair her with a Shadowkin champion, her A1 sends that Shadowkin champion into the Hydras for extra damage. So what I do is pair her with my Harima, and my Harima smacks, right? Oh, my Harima doesn't have a weapon on. Jesus. Oh. Oh my goodness, my Taras. I've been doing things. No wonder I'm struggling in live arena. I don't even have my gear on. Oh, don't do that. All right, we're back. Any tips for mid-level tag team? I struggle so hard keeping my points to stay in silver arena. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. So basically what you do is if you want to progress, you grind up before the green, so you're still in, you know, the middle yellow section, and then you basically play during the last hour to progress into the green. That's what I would do. Yeah, Mikage Toshiro. Yeah, Toshiro is insanely good damage, but of course he's a mythical. Can't really suggest him. All right. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna have to cut the stream now. I have to get ready for work. So, anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I do appreciate you guys as always. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe. If you guys want to come back and check out some of my content, we do stream every CVC. So if you guys like to stream and stuff, make sure you guys drop on by every CVC. Otherwise, I'm going to be making some content for you guys. So hopefully we'll interact a bit more on the videos in the comment section. If you guys want to reach out to me on my Discord, it's going to be a link in the chat, I think. If K-Nubs can get in there with that. But my Discord link is there. We do monthly giveaways, and we do a monthly takeover. I do it for free. It's mainly for content, but if it helps somebody, it's going to help somebody. So feel free to hop in there and get involved. But yeah, appreciate your participation, everybody. Have a great day. Hopefully you guys have a great CVC. Yeah, thanks for joining me today. Have a great one, and I'll see you guys in